Our friend 𝐌𝐞𝐫𝐿 did an incredible video. He does lots of great videos and really gets his point across in the way that he does it. But this story was really something and kind of gives you, it's a signpost to tell you where you are in Canadian history right now.
Meet Orlan Peterson, a 66-year-old grandfather who on the 24th of October of 2024 was working alone on a construction site north of Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Yep, that's right. 66 years old, still going to work. What a beauty. Got cattle. The guy works as a carpenter. These are the kind of people that have built this province and our communities that are safe places to take your children to school and to raise your grandkids. Then a group of criminal come rolling onto the job site. Orlan gets a gun shoved in his face and demanded that he tell him where his truck keys are and all of his valuables are, and then he gets clobbered in the back of the head with the butt end of a fucking shotgun. And once the criminals have his truck and all of his belongings, Orlan is ordered up off of the ground, marched into a job site trailer, and the coward human piece of excrement says to the guy, "Sorry bro, but I gotta shoot you," and pulls the fucking trigger. Orlan miraculously survives because he's a tough old Saskatchewan bastard, walks a kilometer down the road to find help, and then eventually is taken to the hospital, and he's gonna make her. So then RCMP issue a dangerous persons alert, and they wind up chasing down and arresting Melissa McCallum and Angus Heathen, and then they issue a wanted notice for Dallas Fulton, who is to be considered armed and dangerous. Now let's be honest here, the Mounties probably have a pretty good idea where Dallas Fulton is, and the Mounties probably have a pretty good idea who the fourth suspect is in this situation, and the Mounties are probably trying to do absolutely everything they can to lock this case down so that they have some sort of a chance to make an airtight case so that these bastards don't wind up out on the street again.
And you know what's probably gonna happen when the Mounties do find these guys and get them arrested?
Absolutely nothing. We live in a country now where a 66-year-old man can't go to work in the morning without fear of being beat down on the ground and shot. And the dirty pieces of shit that did it to him will be back out on the street doing it to somebody else before the ink on the Mounties arrest report is even dry. This is an absolute failure of government. Our justice system is a joke because there is no justice in the system.
You know, it's just to think that in the middle of nowhere, rural Saskatchewan, and this old lad just trying to do his day of work and contribute to society, and this is, "Sorry man, we're gonna shoot ya," and they do. It's just, I don't know. I think that touches home for a lot more people than some of the more gang-related stuff that you see in the big urban centers. I just think it's a tragic story, and it's very, very upsetting because it's the everyman story, right? It's relatable. And I've seen even people from the media, I've seen law enforcement starting to talk about that. Like, thank God he survived, but he very easily could have not survived. And the thing that would have made the difference in that moment is a way to protect himself against a bunch of thugs with guns, right? It's almost like the liberal policies that were meant to destroy the idea of owning a gun in Canada have actually made it more attractive to people.
You know, on one hand, you have criminals that have no problem sourcing guns, whether they're from the United States or anywhere else, or stealing them from people. And then at the same time, the law holds you down. You know, Justin Trudeau goes on a podcast and he says, "Oh, defending yourself in Canada with a firearm is not a right you have." It's almost gleeful. I think things are changing and people's attitudes are changing, and you're kind of seeing it even through elections. Really appreciate it if you're watching, really appreciate it if you're sharing it, but if you possibly could just subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate that. Anyway, thanks so much everyone for watching and listening. Really appreciate all the support. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.